Hi, so about 2-3 days ago I posted a video about this book, a 1902 algebra book, and I didn't realize I would get such interest and so many comments and so many views, so thank you very much. That's really appreciated, and I love the comments because it's really interesting to hear from people all around the world and how education is in their country. Now, I just wanted to clarify a few things because a number of comments came up and I thought I would just simply clarify it. First of all, that was that book, by the way. These are all my other 1900 books, and I will just show you that in a sec. But the first thing is, when I refer to high school, I'm obviously referring to the United Kingdom. I'm British, and that's what I'm talking about. So I can't comment on other nations and what their education system is like. All I'm doing here is I'm discussing the destruction of our education system through the rise of psychiatry and modern psychology, and this relentless onslaught on, dumbing down our population. So that's what my interest is about. And obviously I want to do something about it, which is why half of my videos have to do with what's actually happening behind the scenes, how it is that psychiatry and modern psychology are destroying our education. But the other half of my videos are hopefully sharing resources and tips and things that you can do as an antidote to this phenomenon that we're experiencing at the moment. So that's the first thing. In the UK, high school refers to secondary school, which is age 11 to 16. And GCSE is a General Certificate of Secondary Education, which is done at 16 years old. Now, it used to be O-levels. It used to be called O-levels, ordinary levels, some decades ago, and then it changed to General Certificate of Secondary Education, GCSE. And only just recently, in the last few years, the GCSEs were then split into lower tier and higher tier in such a way that all children could pass. And the maximum mark is 9. The minimum mark is 1. So the lower tier, you can get a mark between 1 to 5, and the higher tier overlaps and you can get a mark from 4 to 9. So either way, you pretty much pass, but you do have children who don't pass at all. So now I was asked, could you compare? So yes, I'm going to compare. And here is a 2024 GCSE exam paper for maths. Now it's very easy. All you have to do is you go on Google and you Google GCSE math paper, past math papers, and you have plenty of websites that will give you the papers 2024 and earlier. So this is 16 May 2024. I'm just showing you that. All right, no calculator. And I want to show you the first question. Now this is after 12 years of education. This is the first question which is asked at 16. Work out 280 divided by 7 and work out 1062 minus 438. I'm letting you look at it here. It's there. Yeah, you can see it, right? I'm not inventing this. And I'll show you. So this is, by the way, this is a lower tier. And some people will tell you, oh, well, the higher tier is harder. You can go and look at the higher tier. It's a little bit harder. But when you're being asked 280 divided by 7, which is something you would normally do as a 5-year-old or 6-year-old, what is harder? Well, you can go look for yourself. So here's some other questions. 2 meters, what is it in centimeters? 8 kilograms, what is it in grams? All right. Here's the next one. Okay, you can look for yourself. Right, you've got little grids here, and they're asking what is the fraction. Yeah. So this is a lower tier, and here's a good one. Here are 4 lines on a square grid. Which ones are parallel? This is what you're being asked. The exam is an hour and a half. You have an hour and a half to answer those questions. Tells you here. 1.5 hours. Okay, so this is one paper. You do 2 papers. And this is a second paper that the child would do. And here, she or he can use a calculator. So here's a date again. Right? Calculator allowed. 1.5 hours. And here's the first question. I'll let you look for yourself. Write 0.27 as a, what is it, fraction. Yeah. Write 2/5 as a decimal. Write 0.35 as a percentage. And this is primary school. I mean, I did all that in primary school, and I know many, many of you will have done that in primary school. Now, this is another one. This is actually quite disturbing. 1 lettuce costs £1.29. How much do 7 of these lettuces cost? 5 cucumbers cost £6.40 in total. How much do 2 of these cucumbers cost? All right, this is last year, 2024, United Kingdom, lower tier GCSE maths. Now, I'm not out to go and do my own country in, and I'm not trying to do it in the United Kingdom. I just want to make a point. Then here we have textbooks, all 1900, 1902, 1900, 1900, 1906, 1909, 1910, 1910, 1910 reprint 1969, 1914, and so on. And the point is the depth of what is being taught is no longer there. So whilst it appears that you're doing algebra in secondary school, it's only doing, you know, a little bit with loads of practice to pass an exam. And this is what is happening now. Just for those who did do the O-levels, because I know a lot of people commented on that, this is a textbook for ordinary levels. This is 1958. And when you go through it, it is everything you would expect for 16. It has everything, including calculus and logs. And there's no calculator, by the way. So obviously you have all the log tables at the back, and everything is done that way. And just for those people who have a comment to make about the fact that in 1900 only the rich could do it and that sort of thing, I want to disabuse you of this idea, because this is a printout. I visited Bamber Castle a few weeks ago. So Bamber Castle is a beautiful castle in Northumberland. Northumberland is probably one of the nicest county in the United Kingdom. Well, in England, sorry. I love Northumberland, northeast of England. There's a beautiful castle there called Bamber Castle. And in 1750s, the owners set up a school for local children and local families, poor people or orphans. And that school went on for 130 years. They had at one point up to 190 children from local families and boarders as well for the orphans. And here, I had to take a photo through the glass because they were showing workbooks. So this is printed, divisions by logarithms. And look at the beautiful handwriting. So you're looking at, this is 1700 and 1800s. And I'm going to show you another page. So I'm trying to show you as best as possible. And here's one there. So it's nothing to do with money. It's to do with the depth. I'm talking about the depth of knowledge which is being passed on, and that depth of knowledge has almost just disappeared in our current system. So imagine doing 12 years of education and you're being asked at 16 what is 280 divided by 7, and the real sad thing about it is the fact that a lot of children will not be able to do it. I have first-hand experience. I was teaching, or I was trying to teach aeronautical engineering to 16 and 18 years old just a few years ago, who are just past their GCSEs, and some of the students struggled to do very, very simple arithmetic operations. And I think one student could not do 1 minus 1. And I'm not inventing this, I'm not joking. This is a situation we are facing, and this is what we have to do something about it.